Yo, what up, Say Less D? Welcome to the stream, man. I'm just getting started. We're just getting warmed up. Got to get the link sent out to social media so we can let people know that we're going live. You know how that goes. We're going to start with this big board from Bleacher Report, and then we're going to get into the measurements and talk about what it means and all that goody stuff. You know how it goes. Let me see if I can get this link up here. It's funny because YouTube on my actual YouTube tools, like, it never gives me the link right away. It's really goofy. I gotta sit there and try to find it, you know? Give me a second here. See if I can get it. See if I can get this link. All right, live streams. There it is. That's what I was looking for. Appreciate all y'all that are stopping by. About to get into it in a minute. Get my control room up here. Where's my URL? Because that's what I need. Yo, Andre, what's going on? How does the Silva look? The Silva looks smooth, man. He hasn't played in any of the... Haven't seen him play much in any of the scrimmages yet. But he's a smooth operator. Really good from the outside. Really good feet. Switchable. You know? Oh, there we go. Share. Copy link. All right, cool. I got the link. Tyler Smith is 6'9" without shoes and a wingspan. We're going to get into that. Yo, what's up, Greg? Appreciate you. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, we're going to get into that real quick. I'm about to share this stuff on the social media channels, and then I'll be right with you. We're going to get right into it. Post, come through, it's a vibe. Talking NBA draft, at NBA draft combine on YouTube. Video link below. All right, so I got that out on X Twitter, the former Twitter, as I like to call it. How is De Silva defensively? De Silva is excellent defensively. He's absolutely excellent defensively. Greg, what are your sources said? Is there any more names to be talked about? Man, Say Less needs all the inside info possible. He cannot function or breathe without the inside info. I love the passion. I love the energy. Sometimes you just got to let the information come to you. You know how they say, let the game come to you. That's my advice to Say Less. Let the game come to you.
Stop the cap.
All right, let's get right into this big board. So this was Bleacher Report. Jonathan Weiserman, he had Isaac Jones in the top 50, who's actually played really well at the Combine. Isaac played really well, man. He's a low post threat, back to the basket type of player. He's been physical. He's been rebounding. He's been eye-opening to me because I have not scouted him myself personally this year. So I was intrigued whenever they put him on their top 50 big board. Judah Mintz, I'm not sold on Judah. I haven't broke him down a ton, so I can't really speak to all the things they say here about Judah. His slithery playmaking, I haven't actually seen that myself, so I haven't really talked about it. Hunter, he's an interesting two guard. They have him at 48. PJ Hall. PJ Hall is so interesting to me. Let me bring this up real quick because of the PJ Hall stuff real quick. So I put all the I put the verticals and the wingspan and everything into a spreadsheet, right? And so in this spreadsheet, we got PJ Hall, who's 6'8". He's 6'8". But he's got a 7'1" wingspan. He's 240 pounds. But he has a 32.5-inch vertical that doesn't show up on tape. His vertical doesn't show up on tape. He rarely is able to put rim pressure. He has trouble against bigger centers. They give him trouble on the block. He's trying to become a stretch big, but I see that he takes like a ton of threes per game. He sounds like a Miami Heat player. Yeah, man, that's the running joke of the summer, man. These undersized power forward / centers that don't really have rim pressure. Yeah, I hear you. But he's interesting because he's really tried to increase his 3-point percentage, and he doesn't shoot a bad percentage per se. But like the games I've watched him play, he takes like 10 threes a game at that center spot, and he's like drought, or he's gonna hit a couple. You know, he's feast or famine. Let's put it that way. He could learn from Kevin Love. I mean, he could. But is that really the direction you want the Heat team to go when they need to get bigger, right? The Miami Heat need to get bigger, more athletic. Is that really the route you want to go? He's not for me for the Miami Heat. A team's going to be able to use him. He's going to be serviceable, but yeah, that's just not for me. You know what I mean? Let's keep going here. Let's keep going. Real quick, I forgot to shout out to some of our subscribers that just subscribed. Black, he just subscribed. Huxtable Adventures just subscribed. We're growing every day, man. We're up to like 595 subs already. We're flying. We got 2 channel members already. Flying. Just a quick reminder about that. The subs and everything, I definitely appreciate it. If you want to help support the movement that we're doing here, you can become a channel member. Right now, all channel member levels get the content early. So as soon as I'm done editing it and putting it out and getting it uploaded, you get it immediately. For example, the Jalen Bridges video is already out for channel members. It'll be out Friday for the general public. But back to this big board. They got Jackson Robinson at 46. Again, haven't scouted him a ton. I don't know a lot about Jackson Robinson myself, so I can't really speak on him. AJ Mitchell. Now, here's the one that got the community buzzing, right? AJ Mitchell. I had in my breakdown that he was a second rounder, or depending on how he showed at the combine, could he be undrafted? That was the question I posed. Everybody laughed at me, right? Everybody's laughing. He had a good showing at the combine, and guess where the experts still see him going? All the scouts, all the experts are still saying he's a second-round pick. So just because there's some things that I don't like about a player doesn't mean I'm off base. He had a decent showing the first game. Today he had a tough. That's exactly right. He's a second-rounder. That's exactly where I thought he should go. Exactly, say less. But here's my point. One day he had a good day. He had a good game. That was the first day. Second day, he had a rough day. KJ Simpson got into his jersey and made life tough for him all day. Shout out KJ Simpson. He's a dog, man. Jamal Shade. He's just a solid pro. Like, Jamal could be in the league for 10 years just running a backup unit. I don't think he's going to be a starter for a team. I think he's a little bit, they compare him to Javon Carter right here, but I don't see the comparisons because I think Jamal can really run a second unit and be effective, put up some buckets, get to the foul line. They got Keyshawn George at 43 on their big board. He's 6'8", shoots 40.8% from 3, but he doesn't do anything else. He doesn't give you anything else. That's my thing about Keyshawn George. he just doesn't really give you much else. He's really rough. You talk about a project. He is a project. He's going to need seasoning in the G League for sure. Larson, man, he's looked overmatched at the Combine, I'll be honest with you. He's a knockdown shooter, but there's just a lot to his game to be desired. He's a foul merchant, and not in a good way. He's going to pick up a lot of fouls at the next level. Baylor is a dog, man. He can shoot the ball. He's got some swagger to him. He rebounds really well. I like Baylor, man. He's just a smart basketball player with elite shot-making ability, and he will rebound for you. And just as John Weisserman put it, it is a bonus. I agree. Cam Christie, I mean, he's showed up a little bit. He hasn't popped in the Combine at all. He really hasn't popped to me. Ryan Dunn, we all know what he can do on the defensive end. He came in shorter than expected. This is another interesting tidbit from the Combine. Let me sort this real quick. We were talking about Ryan Dunn, right? Yeah, so if we go down, we have Ryan Dunn down here. He came in at 6'6", 214. So he's not a legit 6'8", but he's got a 7'1" wingspan, and that's what makes him appear to be a lot larger and why he's so effective defensively. He can move his puppies too on defense. It's just, can he hit that corner jumper? That's going to be the question, right? Is that something that he's going to be able to do at the next level? Bub, he hasn't really participated in terms of the scrimmages, but Bub's just a bucket getter at, off the bounce, man. He can get his own shot anytime. 6'6" with 7'2" wingspan. Yeah, man, it's real reminiscent of OG. Real reminiscent of OG on an OB, for sure. Bub needs to get better at his change of speed and change of direction with his handle. He definitely does if he's going to be a point guard at the next level. Because Bub also came in a little bit smaller than I expected. Where is Carlton? There he is. I got him as Bub. He's 6'3", not 6'5". So in college, they listed him at 6'5", but he's really 6'3", 195. His vertical jump is concerning to me. I love the standing vertical jump to measure a player's explosiveness, right? He's only 28.5 but he's got a 6'8" wingspan, man. His arms are really long. Yeah, but say less. You mentioned that, right? You mentioned he needs to be able to finish around the rim. Look at his vertical, man. 28.5. It isn't great. He's not really putting rim pressure like that. He's going to have to get more crafty. Like I said, change speeds. A little bit better body control in the lane for sure. Jameer Watkins, he's puzzling to me. I started watching his tape, and he just really doesn't pop in any way. He just kind of goes with the flow and is kind of there. He gets swallowed up by defenders at times. On offense and defensively, he gets beat off the dribble too. For being 6'7", 210 pounds, I was expecting a lot more from Jameer. That being said, in today's Combine, he actually had a good scrimmage. He did. He played well. Deron Holmes, man, he's got length, athleticism. He can shoot the rock. He can ball handle a little bit. His feet are actually pretty slow. Let's take a look at Deron Holmes' measurables. So Deron Holmes is a 6'9" power forward center, so he's not enormous, but he's got a 7'1" wingspan. I mean, his standing vert is 27.5, so for a big man, that's not bad. It's not bad for a big guy. Can't wait to get to Devin Carter. You guys are going to lose your minds when we get to Devin Carter. The Miami Heat base? Absolutely, you guys are losing your minds. Jalen Bridges. Jalen Bridges is a guy to watch. He is a ready-made role player that can step in to an NBA role immediately. When he played at Baylor, he played 31 minutes a game out of a possible 40. He never leaves the floor. He's not in foul trouble. He doesn't turn the ball over. He turns it over one turnover a game in 39 minutes. Or 31 minutes. But the thing about Bridges is he shoots 41%. And he shoots 41% no matter where he plays. Yeah, he's very reminiscent of Kelly Oubre Jr., say less. Very reminiscent. Hey, if you guys stop by the stream, I really appreciate you supporting the content. I wanted to tell you that. I really appreciate the support. Don't forget to hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, don't forget to subscribe. If you want the content early, you can subscribe and become a channel member. That really helps support me as I'm trying to transition from corporate America into doing hoops as a full-time way to make a living in this world. So really appreciate all the support. But back to Jalen Bridges. He does everything you would want as a role player. He's going to be there in the second round, I believe. And what's going to happen is he shoots 41% at Baylor. He shot 41% at West Virginia from three. He went into the NBA Combine in both days. He shot 41% or better from three. Today, he shot 50%. He's just a really good all-around player, and he's got long arms as well. Let me pull up his measurables for you. So Jalen Bridges is a legit 6'7", 213 pounds, 6'10 wingspan. He's got a 6'10 wingspan. And so he only has a standing vert of 25 inches, but that's going to be good enough when you have a 6'10 wingspan, because that's why he's available in the second round. If he had a 35-inch vert, he goes in the first round. Easy. But he's a second-round pick all day. I love that player. Love the value you can get. Let's see what Weisserman says about him. Same thing. 41.2% from deep. 6'9". He's switchable. Yep. He says 2 through 4. He can switch 1 through 4. He can guard all of those spots. And he can really knock it down. There's a couple of reps I saw on his tape too where he can get his own shot. Bobby Klintman is interesting because of his traits. He's a really long athlete. Let me pull up Klintman for you. Bobby Klintman's 6'8", 6'11 wingspan, but he's a fluid mover and he's really fast. He's really fast. He can shoot the rock. He's got skills. I'd like to see more from him, because there's periods of time every single game where he just is non-existent. You don't know he's on the floor. I would like to see him have less empty minutes and more impactful minutes. The combine is going to be a big thing for him. I'm interested to see more out of him. Dylan Jones. Interesting player, man. He's an interesting player. Because he's 6'6", he played against weaker competition. The question is he going to be able to translate at the next level, getting to the basket? Because he can't jump. He barely gets off the floor. Let me pull up his measurables for you real quick. Where's Dylan at? Dylan Jones. He's 6'4", but he's got a 6'11 wingspan. He's got a 26.5-inch vertical leap. I mean, that's really bad for a guy that's 6'4". Like, Bridges can get away with it because he's 6'7". When you're 6'4", that's tough. But he's crafty, man. He uses his body well. And if you haven't played against him and you don't have a scouting report on him, he's got a lot of moves where he keeps coming back left. So he'll fake at you right and come back left. He's right-handed, so you get fooled by it if you don't have a scouting report. And that's shown up at the combine as well. Yeah, he's a bowling ball. He is. He's like Maurice Jones-Drew of basketball. That's exactly right. Just a ball of muscle that runs at you. But he is talented. I mean, he's got handle. He can create his own shot. Just doesn't have the speed and burst once people scout him. I think he's going to have a really hard time once people start to scout him and he gets on a scouting report. His jump shot's getting better every game. Kevin McCullough, I mean, it all depends on his injuries. I mean, he's been injured in college for a lot of his career, but he can play make, and he's an excellent wing defender. He's got excellent size. Zach Edey, the biggest enigma in the entire draft, right? Why didn't I use max vertical? Because I don't like using that as an indicator of pure athleticism. Standing vert is what you can generate with your legs while standing still. Max vert, You get momentum. You can use your upper body and carry yourself up. It's a Tyreek Evans. A less talented Tyreek Evans? Sure. Zach Edey is legit 7'4", guys. I mean, he is mammoth. Zach Edey is a dinosaur. He's 7'4", 299 pounds, 7'11" wingspan. I want you to conceptualize what I'm saying. A 7'11" wingspan. He's a pterodactyl. I mean, his standing vert isn't terrible, 26 inches. The problem is, how's he fit in a modern NBA when he never left the paint? Not even to play defense. He never was above the foul line to play defense for his entire college career. He's going to be a drop defender only. How is that going to translate in the league? I don't see it. He's going to play 15 minutes a game coming off the bench, right? Like, that's going to be his role. That's going to be his fit. Even if he goes to the Knicks. Tyler Kolek. Tyler Kolek is one of my favorite point guards in this draft for obvious reasons. I mean, he shoots 44.7% on catch and shoots. That includes off ball screens, spot up three-pointers. People say he can't shoot, but I think he's a knockdown shooter. I don't know what people are talking about. His playmaking and feel for the game can change your offense. He is a bona fide playmaker. Let's take a look at his measurables because he came in a little bit smaller than I expected. Where is Tyler? Yeah, Tyler only came in at 6'1" with a 6'3" wingspan. But he's solid. He's a 297. I mean, his vertical's not terrible at 27 inches. I mean, it's not great. I'm not trying to hype that up. It's not great. It's better than Peyton Sandford, who came in at a 22-inch vertical leap. That standing vert, that means your explosiveness in your lower half is putrid. Who else came at 22? I think Caravan came in somewhere around 22. 22.5 for Caravan. But Caravan's always in the right spots, man. I really like Caravan's game as a role player. He's going to find a role on an NBA team, and he's going to kill your team game in and game out because he's just always in the right place. Harrison Ingram's another one of my favorites in the second round. Now, Bleacher Report has him on their big board at 29. I don't see Harrison Ingram going in the first round. I mean, anything's possible in the draft, but they have him as their 29th best player. The thing about Harrison Ingram is he's a knockdown three-point shooter, but he shoots 41% in the paint. That's a major concern for me. But he's a good free throw shooter. He's going to draw contact, and he's a switchable defender, and he's aggressive, and he'll rebound. Where is he on my chart here? Here he is. So he's 6'5", 233, but he's got a 7-foot wingspan. 29-inch vertical leap. So Harrison Ingram is a player to watch, for sure. Yo, what's up, Saint? Who has the highest vertical leap in the projected lottery? I believe, let's take a look here. I believe it's Devin Carter, Trenton Flowers, Reed Shepherd, and I would put Brazel in there as well because he actually pops in Summer League in the games themselves. He actually pops. Reed Shepherd's vert, I just don't understand because it didn't show up on the tape at Kentucky. But more power to him, man. He's a freak. Where were we on this big board? We were moving on down. Johnny Furphy, he'll also dunk on your head. And a lot of that, too, has to do with his length. Where is Furphy? There he is. He's 6'7". He's 189 pounds with a 6'8" wingspan. He only has a 25.5-inch vert, which is really surprising. but he will dunk on your head. Don't let that standing vert fool you. I've seen him on tape, multiple games, hammer. He'll hammer it on your head. And he's a better shooter than his numbers indicated at Kansas, too. I don't know why he struggled so much from the outside. Again, Alex Caravan, they have him at their 27th player on their big board. Again, surprising. I don't think he's a first-round pick. But I love what he brings to a team because of his size. Caravan's always in the right place. Nothing about his game wows you, though. Like, there's no athletic traits that wow you, right? Yeah, PJ jumped that 39.5. It is surprising. I agree. But Alex Caravan, I mean, he measured in at 6'6", 219, but he's got a 6'11 wingspan. And again, you cannot discount the feel for the game. If you watched him at the Combine, he's always in the right place. Yves Misi, they have him as their 26th player overall on their big board. I'd have him much higher myself personally. If you've watched this channel, you already know that. But he'll go up and get it. He'll block shots. He's a switchable defender. He's got a handle. I like a lot about his game. I see major upside with Misi. And then Misi measured in at 6'11", so his height is legit. He's not like 6'8", 6'9", like some of these other big guys. Yves pronounced Yves Misi. Okay. I appreciate that, Sayless. Thank you. But he's 230 pounds, but he's got a 31-inch standing vert with a 7'2" wingspan. So he's another just big mammoth human being. And he's got a motor, man, that doesn't quit. I like him. KJ Simpson, again, another one of my favorite point guards in the entire draft. He's a bulldog. He just knows how to play the game. His size, I think he came in right 2 inches lower than we expected. He's a 6 foot even, 187 pounds, but he's got a 32.5 inch vertical leap, 6'4" wingspan. He'll D you up, man. Like I said, AJ Mitchell had a great first day at the Combine. This second day, he matched up against Misi, and boy, did he take off, man. He really can play. Give me 1 second. Since there's 9 of you here, we're going to drop a couple of gifted subs in the chat for you. Give me a sec. Let me get that. I'm going to get that done for y'all. So stay right there. Who's better, KJ Simpson or Devin Carter? I would say overall it's Devin Carter. He's the better prospect, and I'll tell you why. Because Devin Carter is a lockdown defender, and his overall points per 100 possession defensive score was consistently like the best in all of college basketball. Devin Carter can shoot, but his jump shot's funky. I don't know if I trust it at the next level. Yeah, Carter can do a lot, but not a true PG. Exactly. The playmaking for Simpson's going to be better. The offense in general might be better, but Carter is just an elite defensive player. Oh, here we go. All right, y'all. So if you get one of these gifted memberships, don't forget to say thank you to anybody that gifts you a membership. Oh, snap. Look at all them people. Void Century, Blackhawk 2K, Dober, Zen K. I tell you what, I'm feeling generous. We're going to do one more round of gifteds. We're going to do one more round of gifteds. The GOAT himself, Jay, Brazil Proper, Sergeant Pepper, and John C. All the lucky ones who got some gifted. Appreciate y'all. That's awesome. Really happy for y'all. All right, let's get right back into the breakdowns. So Peyton Sandfort, like I said, I mean, his lack of athleticism is really showing up at the combine. Like, he's a knockdown shooter, but his athletic limitations are showing up in a big way. This kid, Sulawan, man, I don't know how they have him as their 23rd prospect on their big board. I don't get that one at all. At all. Don't forget, if you got a gifted membership, you got special emotes and badges, don't forget to show them in the chat so people can see it. Sulawan has bad footwork, but he's not going to be a ball handler for you like that. Sulawan's going to be a guy that's going to hustle every single play. He's a knockdown shooter. He's good within your offense on back cuts, pick and rolls, curling into the lane. All that stuff he can learn. He's 18 years old. Sulawan's a player, man. I'm telling you, don't sleep on him. At 18 years old, the things that guy's doing at one of the highest levels of basketball in Europe, in the European League. It's not like he's playing against scrubs. He can play. Tristan da Silva, man. Love this guy's game. He is legit 6'8", 6'7", something like that. Where is he at? Yeah, Tristan da Silva's a legit 6'8", 217 pounds. He's got a 6'10" wingspan. I mean, he can guard 1 through 4. He's switchable. He's good in the pick and rolls. He's good as the guy initiating the screen. He's a guy that can come off of the screen. He's a great shooter. There's a lot to love about Tristan da Silva. I would have him higher on my big board. Yo, what up, Eternal? Welcome to the stream, man. It's jumping in here today. We just gave out some gifteds. So we got some new channel members. Don't forget, if you have a question and it hasn't had a chance to come through, you can hit me with a super chat. That skips your question right to the front of the line if you do a super chat. It's that little money button right next to your chat. But yeah, we were talking about Tristan da Silva. I mean, he's very switchable. He's going to hit a lot of those runners too in the lane. He's got a nice bag to him. And this leads me to Kyle Filikowski. Kyle actually kind of disappointed me though, right? Like, Kyle is he leaves a lot to be desired, like athletically. He's 6'11" with a 6'10" wingspan. So he's got a negative wingspan. And if anybody, is a Heat fan in here and been around the Miami Heat, Twitter and Discord culture, we all know the last Heat player with a negative wingspan, how that worked out. His vertical leap isn't terrible, but it's only a 27 for how light he is. If you think about Zach Edey's 299 pounds with a 26-inch vertical leap. Kyle is 230 pounds with a 27-inch vertical leap. Yeah, it's not great. Not great at all. I'm actually pretty down on Flip. He's got a nice handle. He's going to space the floor. He's going to have to learn to be a positional defender, though. Kel'el Ware, man. Kel'el Ware is like if you bought a Mercedes off of a car dealership that's like on a back road somewhere. You're like, how did I find this steal? And then you get that car, it runs for like 2 days, and then it just shuts off on you and won't start back up. That's how I view Kel'el Ware, right? He's got so much talent. He's probably one of the most talented big men in the entire draft, right? And his size is legit. If you look at Kel'el's got a 7-foot wing. He's a 7-footer, first of all. He's 7 foot tall, 230 pounds, but he's got a 7'4" wingspan, 32.5-inch vertical leap. One of the fastest end-to-end players in the draft. Him and Messi. He can shoot and hit the 3 ball. He's tanking his value for Miami. Smart guy. Oh, that's funny. Let me try to get our music back too. Our music just stopped working. This is weird. I think whenever we tried to do the Discord call, it my computer was like, "What are you doing?" There we go. There we go. Our music's back. So wait, he won't talk? Yeah, say less. I fumbled up the settings somewhere because it won't let it. We can't hear him when he talks. Like, he can hear me on his phone, but it won't come through like on his headset or anything. It's being bizarre. So I apologize. No Eternal today. That's my fault. But we're gonna keep rolling with this live stream, get through this big board, and then talk about some of the other notables that stood out. But Kellel, back to him, man. It's just that if you draft him at 15 and he doesn't pan out for you and you can't play him next to Bam if you're the Miami Heat or whatever team decides to take a chance on him, it's just such a high pick for you to be like, we took a flyer on this guy. If he was closer to the bottom of the first round or the second round, then I'd be like, yeah, you scoop him up. That's a good value. But when you have motor issues in terms of he doesn't set solid screens, he doesn't give you effort on rebounds, he doesn't give you multiple efforts, he doesn't really fight to get out of a box out. If you watch any game with Kellel Ware and you see him being boxed out, he just stands there. He pushes the guy in the back a little bit, but that's it. He doesn't try to fight around those screens at all, which is really concerning to me, and this is why I can't have him super high on my big board. Jalen Tyson can flat out score, man. He can flat out score. Let's look at his measurables. Jalen Tyson is 6'5" with a 6'8" wingspan. So he's got long arms. He's got a 29.5-inch vert. He's not super bursty, super athletic, but he just knows how to get to his spots. He changes speeds well. And that jumper, man, is taking him places. That jumper is... He's got a really nice jump shot off of a step back, too. He creates a lot of separation with that step back. We got Jacoby Walter. Again, he's one of these players that has pedigree. He can, flat out shoot the ball. But he needs tons of work. His, shot creation off the dribble needs a lot of work. Defense needs work. Going to the cup, he doesn't really go left very much. He's one of those players that there's a lot of red flags flashing for me. But he's 6'5", got a 6'10" wingspan. So he's got tools for you to work with, but I think he's going to need a couple of seasons of seasoning. But, I mean, if you do trot him out there with a second lineup and just ask him to shoot threes, he can definitely do that. And there he is, the man everybody's been wanting to see, Devin Carter. People absolutely love Devin Carter. And he's done nothing at the combine to hurt that sentiment. He's only 6'2", but he's got a 6'9" wingspan and a 35-inch standing broad jump. And if you take a look at his max vertical, which was on this other page here, he's the highest in the entire combine, 42-inch max vert. So Devin Carter has a lot of things that you like. Now, I want to explain something to you, too. So what I saw on tape whenever I watched him was that when he was getting into the lane, he relied on drawing fouls. He'd back his defender down a lot and just draw fouls. And a lot of that max vert didn't show up on tape. And that's because he's only 6'2". He has to work so hard once he's getting into the lane that he doesn't have a lot left to show off that great vertical leap. I think he's going to have a lot harder time than people think at the next level scoring the basketball because so many of his buckets were inside the paint. I just don't see a 6'2 guard living in the paint like that. But we'll see. Maybe he'll prove me wrong. But they have him as their 17th prospect at Bleacher Report. Cody Williams, there's a lot of red flags with Cody. I like the kid. He's got defensive tools. His arms are super long, man. He's only 6'6", 178 pounds, but he's got a 7'1" wingspan with a 31-inch vert. I mean, the 31-inch vert is surprising because you'd think he is a much better athlete, but it's just that wingspan. He's so long and lanky, but he's not smooth either. Like, he doesn't change direction smoothly. He's a very long, lumbering athlete. Who's next here? Who's next? Pacome. Man, I love Pacome's game. He's only 18 years old. His shot, man, he is fearless with shooting the basketball. He'll knock him down. He hit 44% on pull-ups, according to Bleacher Report. He's really fast. Like, he had a matchup against Zachary Rizer from he's the one of the top 5 picks in the draft, right? And he was hanging right with him. He got beat on defense quite a bit. He needs to polish his defense. It's not for a lack of effort. He's just not good at it yet. But man, if you can get Pacome in the second round, look at that form, even in this picture. Perfect form. I really like Pacome. Terrence Shannon. I really don't want to discuss Terrence Shannon because of all the allegations surrounding him. That's going to determine a lot about his future in the NBA draft. But I could see some team, because he's 6'6", 220, 6'9", uber athlete in the open court. Just doesn't change directions very well, in my opinion. I can see a team reaching for him. Bleacher Report has him 14th best player. Rikarshe? Okay, appreciate you. I'm terrible with names, say less. I appreciate you trying to make me better, but I'm probably never going to get any better. Dalton Connect, love him, man. I'd have this guy higher than 13. He's a flat-out bucket getter, man. If you can put him next to a star, like you put him on OKC, you put him on Minnesota, you put him on a team that has another guy, he's going to light it up. He is going to light it up. Super high release. You can see it in that photo. Picture perfect form, super high release. Absolutely. Look at his measurables too, dude. His measurables are phenomenal. Where's Dalton? 6'5", 212, 6'9" wingspan with a 31-inch vert. So if you went into the college season and I told you that Dalton Connect had just as good of a vertical leap as Cody Williams, who else? He's got a better vertical leap than Jalen Tyson. You know, he's a player, man. He's an athlete. Absolute athlete. He's got a better vert than Stephon Castle at 28.5. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Connect is a player, man. Any team that gets him will be thrilled with the player they got. Tyler Smith, red flags all over the place for me with Tyler Smith. I'll tell you why. Tyler Smith was billed to me as a 7-foot offensive shooting threat, right? Tyler Smith is only 6'9", and it shows up on tape defensively time and time again. He gets dwarfed in the G League against a lot less talented big men than he's going to see in the league. He's got a 7'1" wingspan and a 32-inch vertical leap. Beautiful lefty stroke. But I don't know, man. I'm scared to take another small center if I'm a lot of these teams in the league, because everybody's signing up. Sizing up, I mean. Everybody is sizing up. Donovan Klingeth, love Kling. He's more fluid than you think. He defends the perimeter better than you think. He is enormous. 7'2", 282 pounds, 7'7" wingspan. I mean, his vert isn't great, 25.5, but for big men, not a lot of big men have great verticals. Some team will make him a three. Yeah, like for sure. Absolutely, I agree with you. Somebody's going to make him play that 3/4 big wing role. But defensively, he's going to get eaten alive. He's going to need a lot of seasoning on defense. Stephon Castle. Now, everybody knows that listens to this channel and watches this channel. This is my guy in the draft. I just love everything he brings to the game, man. His attitude and demeanor, never gets flustered. He's never blaming his teammates, never yelling at the refs. He just goes about his business, does work, and he just engulfs people defensively. So if we take a look at Castle, he's 6'5", 210, 6'9" wingspan, 28.5 vert. Not great, if I'm going to be real with you. What's his max vert? I wonder what he came in as his max vert. He might need to do hit the squat rack and the plyometrics this off season. Why is this not sorted by name? Hold on. There we go. So Castle's max vert was a 37. So his max vert's not bad, actually. It's just his standing vert. Some people don't test well in that drill. His tape shows that he's a better athlete than his standing vert. But typically the standing vert is a good indicator for athleticism. Hey, there's Zakari. I like him a lot, man. I just saw an article where people were saying he can't dribble. But I think he can. He's going to be able to put the ball on the deck, man. I seen him make a move with the clock running out, sprinting down the left sideline, a little in and out behind the back. Float game with the right hand at the buzzer. So I think that's a little overblown. I mean, he's a good shooter too. He's got nice form. He's really smart at back cutting people. So like, I like him. I think people are underestimating how good he's going to be. Isaiah Collier. He's another polarizing guy. He's super tough, man. He's built like a tank, but I mean, I got concerns about his shooting. I got concerns about his change of direction, change of speed. I mean, he's real boxy like a tank. If he can play make at the next level, I'm all in on it, but it depends. It really depends with him. I'd like to see him compete and play against some of these other guys. If you look at his stats, he's only 6'2". He's 205 pounds. With a 6'5" wingspan and a 30-inch vertical. At 6'2", that's tough. Devin Carter's vert dwarfs that. Let's take a look at him and Devin Carter side by side, because I think they're a good comparison together. Where's Devin Carter? Where's Collier? Yeah, so if you compare Devin Carter and Collier side by side, they're both 6'2", about the same weight, but Devin Carter's standing vert is 5 inches higher, and he's got four more inches on the wingspan. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. I think Carter might be or Collier is a little overrated in my opinion. Jared McCain, man, he can flat out ball. He can flat out shoot the rock. His measurables are concerning, though. When you take a look at McCain's measurables, he's only 6'2", but he's only got a 6'3" wingspan, and his standing vert's 25.5. Those measurements are concerning. That actually gives me some hesitation and pause with McCain, even though his shooting is so good, you know? All right, let's take a look here at Matas Buzelis. So I've been so enamored with the combine, I haven't even looked at his stats. What did he come in at? 6'9" with a 6'10" wingspan and a 31-inch vert. I mean, it translates on tape. His size is legit. His wingspan is legit, but I don't know how well he's going to change directions for you. I was just really disappointed with his year, man. At the G League Ignite, he really struggled to create plays. You know, it was really just a rough year in general for Matas. Man, Raw Dillingham, I don't care if he's 6 foot, I don't care if he's 6'1", he's flat out electric with the ball in his hands, and he has no conscience when it comes to shooting. I mean, he will take big shots, he will make big shots. So Dill, he's a 6'1", 6'3" wingspan. I got no vert on him. Maybe they filled it in later. Let's check. Do we have a vert on Rob? No, we don't have any info on Rob. That's rough. Nothing on Rob. And then we come to Alex Sarr. Sarr, I don't think you think this #1 pick in the draft. I think you just take the guy. Because he can shoot. He's agile enough. He's going to give you rim pressure. He's going to block shots. He's going to dunk. I mean, his size is legit. He's 6'11", 224 with a 7'4" wingspan. A 30.5 vertical leap is great for a big man. That's really, really good for a big man. Hey, Noah, thanks for subscribing, and I appreciate you. Really appreciate the sub, man. Thanks for dropping by. If you're here and you're chatting it up with us, we dropped 10 gifted subs earlier, so glad those people were able to get those gifted. Really appreciate everybody stopping by. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. It really helps me out. It really does. Nikola Topic, man, I'm torn on him. I mean, they have him as their 3rd best prospect, but he just keeps getting injured. I mean, is it freak accident? They say he's going to be ready for Summer League. Is he, though? I don't know, man. He's got special ability to handle the ball and, pass the rock. He can shoot. By all accounts, he's a hard worker and a great teammate. I just don't know, man, if he's going to be... His health... I mean, he's really young, though, so maybe he'll bounce back. But I'd rather have Reed Shepherd. It's somebody you know. He doesn't have an injury history, per se. And Reed's numbers pop off the charts. Reed Shepherd is a knockdown three-point shooter, right? And he disappeared on my list. I can't find him all of a sudden. Am I just blind? Did I forget to put him on my list? That's crazy. So Reed Shepherd, he came in with a 32.5-inch standing vert, which is excellent for a guy his size, and a 42-inch max vert. Really, really good playmaker. Super court vision. He can really see the floor. He can get you buckets at the rim. And like I said, a knockdown three-point shooter. I've run out of water. Where has all the water gone? That's all right. We're going to keep cooking.
Let him cook. Let him cook now.
Let me ask you guys something. Y'all remember the 1990s with the Chicago Bulls? Do you remember the NBA on NBC theme? I love that theme song. I loved it. I got it on the soundboard now. Absolutely love it. Got the Chicago Bulls one on the soundboard too. Can't hear it over the music.
He's on fire.
Got the NBA Jam icons.
He's heating up.
We're cooking. We're cooking. Let's keep going. Let's keep it going. We only have a couple of more to get through on this big board. We got Ronald Holland coming in as their number 1 overall. What is John Weiserman thinking? He's the number 1 overall talent in the entire draft? Is that what he really thinks? I guess. I mean, I like Ronald Holland. He's only 18 years old. He can make shots. He can create shots for others. His playmaking is a little suspect. His three-point shot needs a lot of work. His decision-making needs work. I'm not sold on Ronald Holland as my number 1 overall pick. He's 6'6" with a 6'11" wingspan and a 30-inch vert. You would think his vert was better, but he'll play D too. Ronald Holland will D you up, man. He will absolutely get after it. But yeah, man, that is it for the big board from Bleacher Report. Andrew Wiggins. He's not as explosive as Andrew Wiggins. Andrew Wiggins is a much better athlete than Ronald Holland. What other questions? I'll take some questions. I'll open up a Q&A. We've been streaming for about an hour. That's like my typical stream length. But since we got 7 of you sitting here, I'll take some questions. Do you got any questions for me at this time about any of these prospects? Just take a look at this mock draft by Tankathon. I mean, Topic could go to the Spurs. Holland could go to the Spurs. I would really like to see him take Kling. I would love to see the Spurs get Kling. Put him next to Wembanyama. I think Matas in Detroit is a big mistake. I wouldn't take Matas if I was Detroit. I'd take Stephon Castle. But then, you know, you got all those other guards. But Stephon Castle could play a small forward for you. He'd take Jordan Ivey's spot. You know, he could definitely take Ivey's spot. Reed going to Memphis is interesting. If San Antonio took Reed Shepherd and Stephon Castle, who says no? Detroit needs connect. I agree. Give us lottery mock draft right now. You're hilarious. My mock draft isn't coming until June 20th. I'll give you my mock draft on June 20th. Man, Tankathon has 1 million ads. It's crazy.
Pulls up three-pointer. Bang! Bang!
We do not care. We do not care. We do not care.
San Antonio won't move Wemby to the 4. They already tried it. Yeah, but who do they have to do it with? Do you understand? They tried to move him to the 4, but they had nobody to really have an impact in that lineup. Yeah, Detroit would be absolutely crazy if they don't take Connect at 5. I mean, he's exactly what Detroit needs. I agree 1,000% with that, Archangel. Jacoby Walter to the Jazz makes 0 sense. Seriously, look at the Jazz's roster and tell me what sense Jacoby Walter makes on that team. Collier to the Bulls. They already got Cody White, so you're going to put Cody White and Collier in the same backcourt. With DeRozan and Levine, like none of that makes any sense. Cody Williams to the Kings. Sulawan to Portland. Joe Cronin's not smart enough to pick Sulawan. Jared McCain. In the chat, put how many of you in the chat are Heat fans? I need to know how many of my Heat fans are in here. This is why I said guys would fall. I feel a lot of these teams. Yeah. Zach Collins, a guy who defends, has a respectable jumper for it, a big. No, Zach Collins is okay. He's not. Zach Collins isn't Kling, man. Yeah, Zach Collins isn't Kling. Zach Collins is much skinnier than Kling. Different type of player. Yeah, but Wemby himself says he's not really a 5, you know? All right, so we only got one Heat fan in here, so I'll do this for you, Say Less. Look who they got at 43 for the Miami Heat. Juan Nunez, one of our subscribers, tipped me off the one. And he is a really good point guard. He's got a great feel for the game, man. Really great feel for the game. Yeah, but I don't know if they're going to go Topic with those injuries. I'd go Reed Shepherd over Topic. Don't you think Reed Shepherd would be a better fit over Topic? They have AJ Mitchell going to 47, second round, just like I've been saying. He's a second rounder, man. Reed going to Houston? Oh, I like where your head's at, Archangel. I love that. I like Reed and Dill. I like them both. I really like them both. I think they're both electric scorers. They can do so much for your ball club. I think Reed's the better playmaker, though, out of the two. He's going to get people easy baskets more than Dillingham. He doesn't need the ball as much. Pistons need De Silva? No, Pistons need Dalton Connect. Detroit needs to pick Dalton Connect to number 5. They need another bucket getter, man. Let Asor do his thing roaming, you know? That's right. They need a bucket. I mean, I like De Silva. I don't like De Silva at 5 overall in the draft. You know what I mean? I'm going to give you guys a little roadmap to what's coming up on the channel. There is a video out for Jalen Bridges that'll be out on Friday. So we won't live stream again until next Wednesday. You may be able to find me on 5 Reasons Sports Playback. I drop by there every once in a while. They're a great group of guys if you like the Miami Heat. They're very plugged in for 5 Reasons Sports Network. They didn't ask me to plug this. I just plugged it because I like them and I've been there, you know, coming on to do some spots. Archangel, though, you're saying you would pick Tristan Da Silva over Dalton Connect? Is that what you're telling me right now? I need you to put your name on it. What are they getting for Ivy? You're trying to, or you're saying trade in back into the first round? I apologize. I'm just not following that logic, you know. Dalton Connect might fall to the Spurs at 8. Fernando Estrada, welcome to the stream. Oh, man. If Sarr fell to the Rockets, that'd be crazy. That would be absolutely crazy, Fernando. Yeah, man. If they got connected 8, that would be wild. Wild for the Spurs. You got Devin Vassell. You got Dalton Connect and Reed Shepherd with Wembanyama. Yeah, that's crazy. That deserves a Kendrick, man. That definitely deserves a Kendrick. I don't know what I did with my Kendrick sound effect. Oh, there it is. That would be crazy. That would be crazy.
Let him cook. Let him cook now.
He's heating up.
Do it.
I love the Palpatine. Do it.
Do it.
Anyway. Hey, I appreciate the... Hey, I'm glad that you commented and told me you are enjoying the show. It definitely means a lot to me. I appreciate that. I'm definitely trying to provide some quality content, make people's day a little bit happier, let you understand a little bit more insight about these prospects. You know, I'm a man of the people. Let's keep going. There's one other interesting thing in here I wanted to see. Hold on one sec. Oh, this is the most Orlando Magic pick ever. Terrence Shannon at 18 to Orlando Magic. I pray that happens. I will laugh so hard if that happens. If they waste the 18th overall pick on Terrence Shannon. Nothing against the guy personally. I don't know him personally. I just don't think he's worth the 18th pick in the draft. I have a good podcast. Hey, I appreciate that, Archangel. Thank you. I definitely appreciate that. We're working on it. You know, I apologize for the technical difficulties earlier with Eternal, but we'll get that worked out. I'm just trying to take it one day at a time, 1 week at a time. Back to the roadmap. So, yeah, we're going to live stream again next Wednesday. I'll have 2 videos out next week. I got Jalen Bridges on the way. Let me see who's in the pipeline real quick. So on our YouTube channel as well as a channel member, you get those updates on YouTube. Just give me a quick sec. They got way too many guards, Archangel. Way too many guards. You're right. All right, give me 1 sec. Go to my channel real quick. Go to the community tab. So we already did Jalen Bridges. I thought we had another guy up there besides Bridges. Oh, Isaac Jones. Yeah, Isaac Jones is up next. We're going to be breaking him down. He had a great combine so far. Really excited to dig into Isaac's tape. I also am going to dig into Juan Nunez's tape. And then I believe, Say Less, you had somebody you wanted me to break down too. I can't remember though. Who was it you wanted to see, Say Less? So Isaac Jones, real quick, if y'all don't know what he's about. He's a back to the basket player. He's a throwback big in that regard. I don't even have his measurables up here. Whoops. He's a center. He's right there. He's got a 29-inch standing vert and a 35-inch like max vert, which isn't great, but he's got very polished post moves. Here we go. Where is Isaac Jones, though? I don't have the right year. My bad, guys. He's 6'7", basically 6'8", 235 pounds, but he's got a 7'3" wingspan. He's a pterodactyl. Absolute pterodactyl. All right, y'all. Well, that is it for me today. It looks like we've ran out of people to talk about. We've ran over our hour that we normally do. Appreciate everything. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you want to become a channel member, get access to the video content early, don't forget you can do that as well at the role player level at $2.99 or the member level at $9.99 or superstar level. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments down below. Hit me up on social media. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm Digital Adel. I'll see you next time.
We do not care.
He's on fire! He's heating up!
Yes. I am wondering, why are you here?
Stop the cap.
Do it. I am wondering, why are you here?
Stop the cap.
Okay, now that I got your attention.
I am wondering, why are you here?
We do not care.